Hi friends, welcome to Storytime with Tristan. Do you know what an illustration is? Illustrations are the pictures that we see in books, and the person who creates the illustrations is called the illustrator. An author and an illustrator have to work closely together to create a picture book. The author tells us a story through their words, and an illustrator tells us a story through the pictures. Looking at the pictures is one way to read a book. We can also use the pictures to figure out information about the characters and the setting that the author doesn't say in their words. As we read our story today, we're going to pay special attention to the illustrations or pictures to help us figure out more information about the story. The Super Bold Adventures of Skateboard P and the Turbo Twins by Nicole R. Coleman and illustrated by Andressa Meissner. Look at the illustrations on this front cover. Can you use the title and the pictures to make a prediction or a guess about what this book might be about? Since our title says Skateboard P and the Turbo Twins, I'm predicting that these two girls are the Turbo Twins, since they look alike, and that he is Skateboard P. And he's wearing a chef's hat, and she has a spatula in her hand, so I'm predicting that they're in the kitchen and will have some kind of adventure together. What predictions are you making about our book? Let's read our story together, and remember, pay close attention to the illustrations so that way it can help us as we read our story. "Hey sisters," screamed Skateboard P. "Aren't you supposed to be helping me?" Alright, let's look at some of the pictures here to see if it can help us with more information about our story. So just looking at our pictures, you can tell that the setting of our story is in the kitchen because we see a refrigerator, we see an oven, right? It looks like the kids are getting ready to maybe do some baking, some cooking. I see some flour and milk and a pan out, and it looks like cupcake wrappers. And he's wearing a chef's hat, he's got a cape on. And I'm also noticing here that there's some magnets on the refrigerator. So I see a P, so his name is Skateboard P, so maybe their names start with an R and an M. So see how the illustrations can tell us even more information about our story? I'm ready to start on our special project. Come look and see, and I'll teach you girls how to bake just like me. So Skateboard P is in charge, but it looks like his sister's over here kind of making a little bit of a mess. So I'm predicting that they're not going to listen to him. Looks like they're kind of playing a little bit. "I'm in charge, so you must listen to what I say. Now is not the time to be distracted or for silly horseplay." So we were right, they are making a mess and playing with the ingredients. "You are not the boss of us," May shouted. "I am 4. With hands on her hips, Ray snapped, "Me too," with a twist of her lips. Together they exclaimed, "Brother, there are 2 of us and only 1 of you. If we take over then, what would you do?" Skateboard P's feelings were bruised. He felt sad and confused. The Turbo Twins kept laughing, joking, playing, and ignoring the rules. So he wants to bake, but they're not really paying attention and following any of his rules for the kitchen. Now, looking at the picture, can you find out some more information about the characters, about Skateboard P? We see his name is Skateboard P, and you also see a skateboard in the picture, so you can tell that he likes to skateboard. And then what do you notice about the twins? They're wearing some rollerblades, so maybe that's why they're called the Turbo Twins. Maybe they like to rollerblade and kind of go fast. Mother called out, "What's that noise? What's going on? Children, come here. There's no need to fuss. We know things are better when done together, and that is a plus." Mom's upstairs, it looks like, and she's hearing them not getting along together. I wonder what Mom's gonna do. Mom said, "Come here, let me guide you." "No, no," exclaimed P. "I told you, I know how. Look, Mommy, she's doing it all wrong. We don't do it like that now." So looking at the picture, how do you feel like it's making the girls feel that he's saying, "That's not how we do it"? Can you look at their faces and kind of understand how they're feeling? Do they look a little bit frustrated to you? Yeah, it looks like they're a little bit frustrated. So he's frustrated that they're not doing it his way, and they're getting frustrated that he's kind of trying to tell them what to do. So how can they work on this together? Just like your missions, you need each of your skills to complete this task. And my direction will ensure it's safe and fast. Skateboard P, get the mixer. Turbo Twins, get the spatula and big bowl. Whipping up these sweets together will feel good for the tummy and soul. So these are all the different tools that they need, the bowls and the spatula and the mixer. These are gonna help them to make their yummy, yummy treats. Add 2 dashes of sugar and a pinch of spice and voila! Everything is starting to turn out so nice. Whisking, mixing, stirring, and making a mess all around. The house filled with delightful aromas and the sweetest sounds. So the house is filled with delightful aromas or delightful smells. So they're making all of these ingredients, mixing it together. So you see in the picture there's some chocolate, it looks like, and they need some eggs, and it looks like some cherries and maybe some apples and flour and milk. So they're gonna mix all of these ingredients together to make something special. Family means love, and we should always speak to each other with care. As delicately as we mix and as kindly as we make our desserts to share. Look how much better. See the smiles, the happy faces. See how much better they're getting along when they're taking turns and they're using their different skills to help each other. Promise me that you will always protect one another, be gentle and kind. Show love so that others can see your bold spirits shine. So because they work together now, they have cupcakes out and they're putting frosting on. That looks good. And some sprinkles. Ding went the oven, signaling their good works were done. The 3 children illuminated in joy, knowing what would soon come. What do you predict is going to come next? Looks like the cupcakes are done and the kids are illuminating in joy. So they're shining in joy. They're happy. See their smiling faces here. So what's going to happen next? I'm thinking that they're probably going to eat some of their yummy cupcakes. I want one of those cupcakes too. The children danced as they ate with smiles on their faces. They left no crumbs behind and gave each other praises. Good job, P. Good job, May. Good job, Ray. We worked together in such a wonderful way. Look how good their cupcakes look. All because they worked together, they accomplished all of this. After eating the treats, the trio went to their mommy to say how sorry they were for how they acted earlier that day. We know better and can admit when we're wrong. We are siblings, each other's first friends, and we should get along. I pray you can show other children what empathy means, so the light of God shines through and can always be seen. Now off you go. It's time for your work to be done. Grabbing their gear and their goodies, they raced out to beat the setting of the sun. So they have, Skateboard P has a skateboard, they have their rollerblades here, so I wonder where they're going to go next. What work do you think they're going to do next? Be the change you want to see and create the change maker you desire to be. It starts here first. Take it from these super bold 3. To be continued. So what is it that they went to do? Looks like they went to go share some of their cupcakes that they made with other people in their neighborhood. Right? And it says to be continued, so there's another story that's going to be coming soon with these three. The end. I really enjoyed our story today, and I hope you did too. It's always helpful when you're reading a picture book to look at the illustrations to gain more information about the story. Now, what did you learn from this book? I learned how important it is to be able to work with others to accomplish a goal. At first, Skateboard P and the Turbo Twins had a hard time completing their task because they weren't working together. They had to learn to use their individual skills and come together to complete their mission. They were able to do this by working together, being kind to one another, and being patient. My favorite part of the story was at the very end when the kids shared their cupcakes with others. Their mom reminded us that showing empathy is a way to let your light shine and to create a positive change in the world. I hope this book encourages you to live super bold and show love and kindness to everyone. Special thanks to Nicole R. Coleman for granting permission to read aloud the super bold adventures of Skateboard P and the Turbo Twins. Make sure you visit livesuperbold.com to grab your own copy of this book. Find the corresponding e-recipe book and stay tuned for the next book in the series. Thanks for joining me on Storytime with Tristan. To find out how you can purchase today's book, take an online reading class with me, or learn how you can purchase shirts like mine to help support fostering, adoption, education, and dog rescue, click the description below. If you liked this video, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all my latest videos. I'll see you next time for another reading adventure.